Well guys, here we go. The fill is underway. Okay guys, as you can see, it's filling up nicely. Coming along well. We've got about 6 inches in there this end, about 1.5 foot the other end, a bit more maybe. That's the winter outlet. I've put a 90 on it and brought it higher up so it's not taking water from so low down in the pond. The reason I had to put it right down there was because of the footing. I had to get it under the footing, so I've dropped it in there, and I've now put an elbow on it and brought it up using 2.5 inch pipe on that bit. Okay guys, now on the back edge of that pond, all down the back side of it, I'm going to be having rock. So what I'm going to do is, this is why I wanted plenty of liner. So what I'm going to do is cut a double strip of liner, fold it and put it under there to protect the initial liner membrane. Because I'm standing rocks on it, I don't want them puncturing the pond liner. So I'm going to pack it underneath, and I might even put a little bit on top as well. Okay, I'm not up to water level yet, but what I'm just doing is setting some plants across the back there, dwarf conifers and that sort of thing. I've got my rocks in along the back, so we're starting to get the back sorted now, back side of the pond. And then I'll come down and I'm at the skimmer now, so the skimmer is going to be the next thing I've got to sort out. Right, the filter's up and running. I've now got that going. We're well on the way now towards getting the fish in. I've just got to get the air on the moving bed. I haven't done that yet. I've got the returns into the pond. A bit more brickwork back there to do, but we're well on the way. It's all coming together now. Well, this is the new skimmer. As you can see, I've cut the hole for the weir in the front there, and I'm in the process of fitting the pump at the moment. As you can see, I've got plenty of pipe on there so the pump can be lifted out without disconnecting anything. And I've also got the hole in the bottom there for the 43mm bulkhead. So I'm going to get this pipe connected to the bulkhead next, and then we can go from there. There we go, the pump's in and connected up. Just fits nicely in the bottom there, and that's connected to 43mm bulkhead down the bottom there. I shall now come off there to some more flexi pipe so it can run along the side of the pond. And there you go, that's the plumbing from the pump. Does a loop of the tank to give us plenty of pipe, out the 43mm bulkhead, up the side and round. And I have left plenty of pipe on it at the minute, because I'm not quite sure where I'm going to have it coming out in my pond. So I should be cutting that to length later, but it's just given me plenty of scope now, so I can have it coming out in the pond where I like. But that's the plumbing done, quite easy. Now we get to the part where I've got to put the shelf in. That's what I'm going to make it out of, perspex. It's easier to work with, I think. And there's a nice little ridge all the way around there. That's about 9 inches down, and I'm hoping I can get it in there to sit on that. So we'll have a look at that. That's what I'm going to do next. Get the shelf in for the actual basket. Right guys, as you can see there, I've now got the perspex cut out to size, so I'm going to have to now shape it so that it's a nice good tight fit in the drum. Now as you can see there, the main shelf, I have had to cut it in half to get it in. I did try to bend the other one enough to get it in, but it burst on me. So I've had to make another one and cut it in half, and I shall now make some plates to fit the back of that so that we can actually put it in position and then bolt it together. And there it is, fitted in the skimmer. As you can see, it's just a nice fit around that groove. The only way you can get it in and out is by cutting it in half. So I shall now make some supports so that I can bolt where the actual perspex joins together. We can bolt that together. Okay guys, I hope you can see what I've done in there. I've fitted the two halves, but where the join is in the two halves, I've made two plates up either side, and I've bolted the two halves together with 8 either side stainless steel nuts and bolts. So that's all bolted together nicely, and also I've got the basket that will drop in there. So what I think I'm going to do now is just put a bead of seal all the way around the outside of that shelf. I've been thinking about it and I can't think of any reason why I'd want that shelf out now. I can get at the pump, I can lift the pump out, I can get in the bottom, I could clean the bottom out if I wanted with a hoover or whatever. I can't see any reason for me wanting that shelf out anymore. So I shall actually put a bead of sealer around the outside of that shelf just to hold it in place, basically, I think. Right, well what I'm going to do now is get it in location. I've just got to dig out one side where the pipe's coming up. Just got to dig a little bit more out there, get it in location, then I want to get it levelled up so that we're all at level. I can then get it fixed in position and go from there. Right, well that's it in roughly. The main thing is it's the weir. I don't know whether you can see that, but it's the weir you have to get level. It's not too important about the rest, but you must get your weir level. So if we measure across here, I don't know whether you can see it, that's just running up this side a little bit, and if we go across here, that's running up at the front a fraction. But that's not too important. The main thing is, like I say, your weir must be level. Not sure whether you can see that, but the weir is spot on. That's level, that's the main thing. Right, so we've got the weir level. What I'm doing now is just measuring across from the water level, and that's level, so that's coming about halfway up the weir, so that's about right. We've got the water level about halfway up the weir, so that's pretty good actually. And like I say, just make sure that that is level, and as you can see, that's spot on. The rest of the tub is not too important, but it is nice to get it as level as you can. Well, that's got filled in all around the skimmer. So now I've got to make the actual bit that carries the water across to the skimmer. So I've got to fill that with soil, liner, and then cement and slate it. So we'll do that next. Well, there you go guys, that's the liner fixed, the faceplate on. So we're getting very close now. I'm just going to do the run up to the skimmer. So I'm going to do that next, get some rocks in. Then we can start thinking about getting the pond brought up to the proper water level. And there we go guys, the skimmer. All in and set. I've put a bead of seal around the top of that plate there that holds the basket. The rocks are set, they're in. So as soon as that's all dried out, we can fill the pond up to water level. But that'll be a week or so. Well guys, that's the stage we're up to at the moment. I've got the skimmer all in down the bottom there. Just see if I can zoom in. Skimmer's all in down the bottom there. It's just the brickwork I'm stuck for now. My son is very busy at the moment, so I'm not quite sure when he'll be able to get that done. But then again, I might have a go at it myself. But that's the stage we're at the moment. Filters are all up and running, I've got one or two of the plants in. I have got 4 I think shabumpkins in there, just to see how it goes. But that's the stage we're at the moment. Well guys, I was going to crack on with the brickwork today, but it's caught me out again. I'm not going to get anything done. There you go. Don't you just love the English weather? I'm off for a cup of tea. There was just one thing I wanted to mention. I don't know if you'll remember, but quite some time ago I did have a dose of flukes, and I did try using this for malachite to clear the epidemic of flukes I had, and it was no good whatsoever. Now I do have to retract some of that actually, because I have just found out that it is good for ick and trichodina, but I still maintain it's rubbish for flukes. Do not try to use this for flukes. The story is that my grandchildren bought me a fish for Father's Day, and as my quarantine tanks got the fry in it, I did a very silly thing and put it straight in my pond. Well, it looked a little bit thin when I got it, but I thought we'll feed it up. It died within about 8-9 days, and I thought, well, it perhaps had something wrong with it when it came. I did do a scrape on my fish and found that they'd got trichodina. The new fish had infested my pond. You will know if your fish are suffering with parasites or trichodina, that sort of thing, or flukes, because the first thing, they go off their food, and then you will notice a big change in how they act, because my fish got infested with it, which is a very silly thing to do, put a fish straight into your pond. Never do it. So what I've actually done is give them a dose of this for malachite, and it's cleared it up a treat. I still maintain it's rubbish for flukes, but for trichodina and ick it is quite good stuff, I must admit. So I will retract some of my statement, because there was a picture of me throwing it in a bin. But it is good for trichodina or ick, which I have tested it on and it does work. But for flukes it is absolute rubbish. It doesn't touch them. So guys, from a very wet South Lincolnshire in the UK, that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Thanks for watching, and happy ponding.